In this video, we will walk through how to submit Personnel Action Requests or PARs. We will also discuss how to correct or cancel PARs, including completing the SF-52. Managers, Managers Portal proxies, HR professionals, and administrative officers or AOs can correct or cancel a previously submitted PAR via the portal. While most PARs are initiated in HR Connect by managers, their HR Connect proxies, or HR professionals, all requests to correct or cancel PARs are requested via the portal. As a reminder, an HR Connect proxy is not the same as a portal proxy. Only those designated as portal proxies can submit corrections or cancellations. For more information on requesting PP&B portal proxy privileges, see the Proxy and Account Management Knowledge article or the Proxy and Account Management microtraining. During this training, we will discuss how PARs are initiated in the submission timeline, cover the authorization and approval of PARs, review PAR status monitoring and notifications, discuss when the CD-516 form is required, provide an overview of submitting PAR corrections and cancellations, including submitting the SF-52 form, and demonstrate how to submit a PAR correction or cancellation in the ES portal. HR Connect allows managers and HR professionals to initiate personnel action requests or electronic standard form 52s, electronically routing them for review and approval. Managers and HR Connect proxies can initiate certain PARs for their employees using HR Connect Manager Self-Service, and HR professionals can initiate PARs using HR Connect HR Self-Service. While most PARs are initiated via HR Connect, certain PARs may be initiated via the portal, such as those listed here. To initiate one of these PARs, navigate to the appropriate service request page in the ES portal. Designated authorizers are responsible for helping route direct reports requests in HR Connect. It is important that the PAR is reviewed for accuracy and approved in a timely manner. Pause this video to reference the steps for viewing PARs pending approval as a manager, HR Connect proxy, or HR professional. As a reminder, Enterprise Services cannot process a PAR until all Bureau approvals have been provided and the PAR has been submitted to Enterprise Services in HR Connect. Once the PAR is approved by all Bureau authorizers, the action is sent to Enterprise Services, where a ticket will be opened for the PAR initiator on the portal. Please note that any attachments associated with the PAR will not appear in the portal ticket. Enterprise Services will confirm the PAR submission was complete, process the action, and then send it to the National Finance Center, or NFC, for processing. Managers, HR Connect proxies, or HR professionals are responsible for monitoring the status of the action in HR Connect so that the relevant authorizers can approve the action. This is done by either pulling an HR Connect report or by viewing the employee's page. The employee page is accessed differently depending on if you are a manager, HR Connect proxy, or HR professional. Pause this video to reference the steps for viewing the employee page. Census HQ requires the submission of the Classification and Performance Management Record CD-516 with certain PARs to record key position data such as the position description and performance plan. The CD-516 must be submitted for the recruiting and personnel requests listed here. Items with asterisks indicate whether they should be submitted by HRD staff or by managers. A correction, NOAC 002, changes information shown on an earlier action on which an error occurred or adds information that was omitted from an earlier action. For example, this can include nature of action code, legal authority, or remarks. A correction does not alter the originally processed action. Rather, it is an additional processing action that is applied afterward. A cancellation, NOAC 001, reverses an earlier action that was improperly initiated, referenced an improper action, or contained inaccurate details. Previous actions that require cancellations include decision orders that must be rescinded, withdrawn, or expunged, or employee reconsideration requests. Pause this video to reference the steps for submitting a correction or cancellation request, depending on the user type. For correction requests, users submit the simplified or full SF-52 if the PAR submitted for the original action contains an error. The error is identified by the user, or Enterprise Services will determine customer fault for corrections and will notify the user via the associated request on the Enterprise Services portal. For cancellation requests, a simplified or full SF-52 is always submitted with the request. This is because if the customer submits something incorrectly on the original SF-52, Enterprise Services will need to reference the original SF-52 and PAR and the corrected SF-52 to validate the change and complete the request. Please note that a separate SF-52 must be submitted for every PAR that needs correcting or canceling. Supporting documentation should also be submitted as needed to the correction or cancellation. An SF-52 form should not be submitted if the error was the fault of Enterprise Services, and if the original SF-52 and PAR does not contain any errors. Enterprise Services will determine fault for the correction and will process the correction action based on the originally submitted supporting documentation via HR Connect. This is because if the original SF-52 and PAR and/or supporting documentation does not contain any errors, Enterprise Services will use the original SF-52 and PAR to process the correction. PARs are corrected or canceled via the portal using the SF-52 form. To complete the SF-52 form, review the following steps. Complete Part A, Requesting Office. Provide action requested by and action authorized by. Complete Part B, for preparation of SF-50. Provide the name and effective date. Provide the code 002 for correction, 001 for cancellation. Describe the nature of action, correction or cancellation. Provide the code for the action that needs to be corrected or canceled. Provide the nature of action for the action that needs to be corrected or canceled. Provide any additional information needed to correctly process the original PAR. For the example of promotion, complete 15, position title and number, 16, pay plan, and 18, grade or level. Complete Part D, Remarks by Requesting Office. In this section, describe the requested action, attach any additional documentation that is provided, provide contact name, email, and phone number, provide any additional information that may help ES process your request. Now we will walk through how to request to correct or cancel a PAR in the portal. Welcome to the Enterprise Services portal. Today, we'll show the process of submitting a correct or cancel a PAR service request as a manager. To correct or cancel a PAR, first navigate to the Correct or Cancel a PAR service request page in the portal. You can do so by either selecting Request Services in the service bar, searching PAR in the Universal Search bar, or selecting the Human Resources menu, choosing the Personnel Action Request topic, and selecting the Correct or Cancel a PAR tile. Today, I will use the HR menu. On the request page, select the request type. Download and complete the SF-52 form. Save the completed form. Next, select your role. Select the ticket subject. Add a comment describing your request. In the comments, substantiate why the correction or cancellation is needed. If Enterprise Services previously processed the PAR in need of correction or cancellation, please provide the ticket number in the comments. Enter the effective date of the original action. In the next field, identify the kind of personnel action request in the original action. Using the Add Attachment function at the bottom of the page, upload the Request for Personnel Action SF-52. Select the box next to the text acknowledging that you attached all required documentation. Select Submit to finalize the submission of your request. Once your request has been submitted, you'll be brought to your My Request page, and you will be notified that a ticket has been opened. To learn more about how to track your ticket and what type of notifications to expect, please refer to the Service Request 101 Knowledge article. Thank you for joining us today. Check out more resources on the Enterprise Services portal.